Yeah, Tuesday, December 1st. We're into December, almost to 2021. Hoping for a new, upbeat, positive, normal year. Is that possible? Whatever normal means now, we don't know. Hope you guys are well. Um, Thank you for joining me. Hello, Adam. So let me turn this around. As I do every weekday, perhaps, I live draw something that we're talking about in the news, or something that's of interest to me, and you can watch me draw it and talk about it while I draw, which is a task I didn't know I had as a skill. A skill that sometimes I can't do it very well. I have to stop talking and so I can focus on drawing. But I'm happy to be here and hope you are too, and enjoy watching me draw. So let me turn this around. Stop gabbing. And so, did you hear? You paying attention to the news today? Yes. Attorney General William Barr came out and said that there was no evidence of fraud in the election. Amazing. Can you see? Okay. So I'm going to draw something about that. And I was trying to think, I've drawn Bill Barr before. He's quite easy to caricature. I'm not a caricaturist, but for me, he's a gift. He's a little, his features are exaggerated. That's why Joe Biden is difficult. Not because I'm a supporter of Biden, but he's hard to caricature because he's so his features are not exaggerated. So what I'm drawing now is the front door of the Department of Justice, and what I didn't realize is it's huge. I was looking up, trying to think how to draw this particular image that I want to draw of something to do with Bill Barr. I wanted to have him hiding behind something, holding a flag. And actually, my husband, who's also a cartoonist, I was sort of running it by him, like, what should I have him hiding behind? He said, what about the door of the real Department of Justice? So we looked it up, and sure enough, it's a really very dramatic, big door. Look it up. It's quite grand. Many of the buildings in Washington have grand facades, but some of them don't. Some of the buildings that just house departments are really boring looking on the outside. I grew up in Washington, so I'm familiar with many of them. But this one I didn't know. So let's see. Here's Mr. Barr. I don't know if I were him, if I would wear those tiny little glasses. If you're just joining us, Liza Donnelly, I'm a cartoonist and writer for a lot of places, and New Yorker, New York Times, and Haps News. I live draw every day, every weekday. I started using this brush pen recently, and I kind of like it. Normally I use, I draw digitally, but I also use dip pens, or crow quill pens, old-fashioned crow quill. Actually, I drew him pretty favorably here. So this is what this is saying. Let's see who's there. Good times ahead, Daniel Goff says. Where are you from, Daniel? Hi, Adam. Hello, Mark. Hi, Brett. Um, so it's kind of amazing. Let's go back to this cartoon. It's kind of amazing that Bill Barr found no evidence of fraud because he's been such a Trump apologist, a Trump supporter. I would have thought he'd try to find a way around this. So Trump did just say the other day, maybe he saw the writing on the wall. He said Trump said maybe the Justice Department is in on it all. So this is the actual, not the actual. It's the drawing of the door to the Justice Department, which is quite grand. I'm not doing it justice. It's big. I checked to see if Trump has said anything about this statement from Barr, and he has not yet, as far as in the last half hour. If anybody knows any differently, he has not tweeted about Barr's admission. They didn't find any fraud. Also in the news today, I have to be careful when I'm drawing and talking. I misspell all the time. Probably using two different parts of the brain. Rudy Giuliani apparently had conversations with Trump at some point about a pardon. His pardon, I assume they're talking about. And makes you think, well, what is Rudy guilty of? I'm sure he's guilty of something. Never been a fan of Rudy Giuliani's. I've been in New York for most of my adult life. All of my adult life. Moved there right after college. Let's see. Let's put some color on here, shall we? Let's see what you guys are saying. You're from, Daniel, you're from Westminster, Maryland. Red County in a blue state. Interesting. Trump Pence in 2024, best gift ever? I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, so let's put some color. What else was in the news today? This is my palette, which needs to be cleaned. There's this skin color for white people. Looks a little gray. Let's add something. Let's make it skin color for white people, except for Trump. I have to add orange if I'm going to paint Trump's face. Barr is very easy to caricature. His features are exaggerated, and that's why. Actually, I have trouble drawing Biden still, although I'm a little better than I was, because his features are not exaggerated. Can't really find a hook to grab onto with his face, Biden's face, except for his high forehead. That's why many of us cartoonists probably put him in the aviator glasses, because it's identifying thing. Everybody knows Joe wears those. I'm not a caricaturist. I just like to draw impressions of people, so I don't claim to be. I mostly draw. I can't say that anymore, but I'm a New Yorker cartoonist, so a lot of my cartoons I do political cartoons for them over the years since 1984. My first political cartoon for the New Yorker was in 1984, and it was about Walter Mondale. And it was not a caricature of Mondale. It was more like a New Yorker cartoon about politics, which if you read the New Yorker, you'll know what I mean. Except for the ones now. There are many now that are more political. But back then it was more about how politics affects people in their daily lives. So I was going to do one today about Barr. In a New Yorker cartoon, but I couldn't come up with anything really very good. Mark says, I'm surprised Trump is not in the picture slamming the door behind Barr. Yeah, I was thinking of images of Barr and Trump chasing Barr, Trump doing something to Barr, Barr stepping on Trump's jar. These are all the images that went through my head. It's hard to well, it's just a job coming up with an image. This is not a world-shattering drawing right now, but not that I ever do those. But this is just tells you the idea that he's hiding. Thank you, Blue. She says, I love Barr's face. Yeah, he's, like I said, he's easy to draw. And that's even, I think, being kind to him. Sorry, more realistic. So more realistic. I could exaggerate even more, as many cartoonists will do so. Brett says, reminds me of a bit of the white smoke at the Vatican when the Pope is confirmed. Yes, that's very funny. I remember recently when that was happening, we were all waiting and watching the Vatican to see what kind of smoke comes out of it. That's quite a thing that they do. Barr is perpetually sad, Daniel asked, question mark? He looks perpetually sad or angry. He's very fun to draw. Well, probably won't ever draw him again because he's going to be out soon. Trump throwing Barr under the bus comes to mind visually. That's a good one, Blue. Thank you. Yep. Trump did throw him under the bus. When was that? Not too long ago. A few days ago, was it? When he said that the Justice Department is probably in cahoots with the fraud that he claims there is. Now I want to tell you something about this drawing. This is the door. I might color in the door where it opens there, but otherwise I don't really want to fuss with it, because if you do, then it loses. From my style of drawing, it loses something. All right. Well, thank you for joining me. I don't have much else to say on this topic. Let me turn you around and say goodbye. Turn out that really glaring light that doesn't make me look attractive. Lighting. Some of these lights are really intense. They're good for drawing, but they're intense. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again tomorrow. I hope you are well and wearing your masks and staying safe and healthy. And Daniel wants to know who will play Barr in the upcoming Trump movie. That's a great question. I'm thinking they can do so much with makeup now that, probably Tom Hanks will play it. Who knows? Tom Hanks, who will play Trump? That's the real question. Who's going to play Trump in the movie of Trump's presidency? I know they're working on it now. There's all sorts of screenwriting going on about Trump. All right, take care, everybody. I will see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. And if you want to go to my profile page on HAPS, you can see where you can follow me and get notified when I'm live, or you can also support me. Give me I see some of you giving me awards. That's really great. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it, because I don't do this for any news outlet right now. I was working with CBS doing some live drawing for them, but that's not happening. So I really appreciate any support you can have. You can become a sponsor, be part of my team. Many of you have done that already, and I really appreciate it. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 5:30, every weekday, live drawing. Thanks very much, guys. Take care. Bye.